I thought something was seriously wrong with my body, but the real problem was something I didn't understand yet. I didn't just go through anxiety. I reached the point where I started feeling afraid of my own body, of my chest, of my stomach, of sensations I couldn't control, as if something inside me was always about to go wrong. It always starts in a very subtle way. A small sensation appears, something almost insignificant, but your mind immediately grasps it and turns it into something important that needs attention. Within seconds, your thoughts begin to spiral. What is this feeling? Why is it here? Is this normal? What if something is wrong? What if this gets worse? What if I can't handle it? And just like that, a simple sensation becomes something you monitor, analyze, and try to control. And the more attention you give it, the more your body reacts. And the more your body reacts, the more real everything feels. Okay? You are no longer just living your day. You are watching your body constantly, scanning it, checking it, waiting for it to calm down. But it never really does, because the loop is already active. I lived in that loop for a long time, waking up already tense, already alert, already expecting something to go wrong inside my body before the day even started. I went to doctors, I did tests, and every time I heard the same words: there is nothing wrong, everything is normal, you are fine. But nothing about it felt normal, nothing about it felt fine. And that is where the confusion becomes deeper, because your experience feels intense and real. And one day you understood something that changed everything. I was not afraid of the sensations themselves. I was afraid of what I believed those sensations meant. I was reacting to an interpretation, not to a real danger. I had trained my mind to treat every sensation as something serious, so my body kept responding in the same direction again and again. The sensations were not the real problem. The attention, the fear, and the resistance I was adding to them were feeding the loop. So I made a decision that felt uncomfortable at first, but ended up changing everything. I stopped trying to eliminate the sensations, and I stopped waiting to feel better before moving forward. Instead, I started taking action with the sensations still present, doing simple things, continuing my day even when my body didn't feel perfect. Because I understood something deeper. If you wait to feel safe before you act, you stay stuck. But if you start acting even when discomfort is there, your system slowly understands that there is no real danger. At the same time, something else shifted. I started reconnecting with something bigger than what I was feeling, something that required my attention, my energy, my involvement beyond what was happening inside my body. Because when all your focus is on sensations, they become central, they take all the space, they define your experience. But when your attention moves towards something meaningful, something you want to build, something that matters beyond how you feel, your perspective changes. Your day is no longer organized around sensations. It becomes organized around directions. And naturally, those sensations lose importance, not because they disappear instantly, but because they are no longer the center of everything. You wake up with something to move toward, not something to monitor. You have now a purpose, a goal in your life. And that changes the way your mind and your body respond. Because what you focus on grows, and what you stop feeding loses intensity. At the same time, I let go of control. I stopped asking when everything would go back to normal, and I started moving forward as things were. I started telling myself I am safe even like this, even with this sensation, even with this discomfort, and I kept going. And slowly, something started to shift. The less I reacted to the sensations, the less intense they became. The less attention I gave them, the less they influenced my experience. Not because I forced them to go away, but because I stopped giving them the importance they used to have. I went from constantly watching my body to being engaged in my life again, from trying to control every feeling to moving forward with direction. And that is when everything started to change. You don't need the sensations to disappear to move forward. What changes everything is when your life becomes bigger than what you feel. And when that happens, your body naturally starts to calm down. That's how I stopped being afraid of my anxiety symptoms, not by removing them, but by changing my focus, my actions, and the direction I was moving in. And that is where the real shift begins.